Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We are back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I go by CEO PESO, blessed and highly favored. Live from Moves Media. Got my homie, got somebody special, got somebody that's a fucking relentless grinder. She be on her shit. Introduce yourself for these motherfuckers.
What's up, y'all? My name is Christina Mendez. Most of y'all just call me Mendez. I'm in this motherfucker.
She don't play. She don't play. What's
No
poppin'?
games.
How you feeling?
Good. I'm glad it's the new year. I'm glad 2021 is over with. I was trying to get about that bitch.
Why you sound so determined to end that shit?
Ooh, shit.
I mean, I'm right there with you though. But
Yeah, so you hip to astrology?
yeah.
So I turned 30 last year.
Word.
So it was the end of my Saturn return. And so when you go
getting deep.
Yeah, when
You're-
you go through your Saturn return, it brings a lot of realizations, conclusions, beginnings, endings, and it was just wild. I was just trying to maneuver through that.
So you really go off of that though.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Do you think that affect what you do?
I think it guides what I do. I don't think I affect what I do, but it guides.
Nice.
It guides what I do.
Nice. Hold on. We getting into all that. 2021 is over, but nah, I appreciate you on the platform. Obviously, we known each other for a while, and you the homie though. You be on your shit,
I be everywhere
Yeah,
and nowhere at the same time.
Nah, for real though. But you be social media out like a motherfucker. You be engaged, and the platform is just I want people to get on here. Just talk their gems, and we're gonna get to know about you. And
Absolutely.
I want people to just learn something from all this shit.
Always.
So your background, where you from, your upbringing, and what do you do actually for the people? Who know?
That's what people ask me that all the time.
Well, answer that first. What do you do?
So by trade, I'm a marketing consultant and brand strategist. I also am a web developer. So
Okay.
I'm a computer nerd, and really what I do is I help brands and businesses make money online by telling authentic stories through marketing campaigns.
Very well. Very well said. Why are you getting into that though?
Because I was a marketing director, and I got to the highest that I could get, and I was still being like controlled, and we had to control how we said stuff, and it wasn't authentic, and I was just like,
Like they give y'all a script, or
it was just like, I don't know, like it was contrived, like the marketing I had to do wasn't real, and I'm like, fuck this shit, I'm leaving, I'm about to start my own shit, and we're gonna do it right.
how long ago was this?
Damn, I've been doing my business for 4 years, so
So you
How
jumped
long
out the
ago?
porch and just
hey, I
started
didn't have
building
no
up from that.
plan. I said, fuck y'all. I rolled off to Get Up 10 by Cardi B, and that was it. That was me leaving
You
my
remember
job.
that day vividly.
I swear to God,
I
I
didn't
do.
ever think everybody remember they
I see-
last day.
And like
on
you was
some
talking
epic
about
shit.
in the Chop interview, you was like, this was my, he was saying like, this was my last day.
Yeah.
That's it. I told myself.
You get an overwhelming feeling like, man, I can't do this shit
I
no
ain't
more.
been back. It's been 4 years.
Period. I fuck with
I
it. I
ain't
fuck with
going
it.
back.
Nah, so what was how was your upbringing? How was it coming up? What was you into?
Shit. So I was raised in Cincinnati. I'm originally from Cincinnati. I've been dating probably 13 years. Ooh, transformation. But it was rough. Like I was on my own. I got kicked out the house when I was 14.
Interesting.
I've been on my own ever since. Had my first baby at 18. Then I had another one at 19. Then I had another one at 21. So
I don't want to ask you why the kick out, but
I was wilding.
just period. Okay.
I was fighting. I was wilding. My mom wasn't in the space to be who she needed to be for me. It was just a lot of different components that attributed to me being on my own. But I was on the streets, not like kicked out like you got somewhere to stay. Like kicked out like walking on the street like, ooh, so what's next? Like,
I mean, but remembering that time frame though, what was going through your head? You ain't give a fuck? Like, I'm gonna get through this shit? Or was you
man, I want to go back to that time frame because I had such a belief in self. I'm like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm gonna be cool. Like, I don't know.
you didn't give a fuck?
I was just like, we gonna figure this out. All right, cool. This the new norm. How we move? What we gotta do? What's the strategy?
What brought you to dating?
So got kicked out at 14, 17. I was still in high school, so the administration was realizing that I was just free flowing out here.
Yeah.
So they was gonna give me up. I was gonna go to foster care, but I was like 17. And I kept telling them, like, I only got one more year. Just let me freestyle this shit. And my grandmother was like, I'll take her. And my grandmother lived in Dayton.
Okay.
So she like temporarily adopted me, and I ended up at Trotwood for my last 3 months. So that's how I ended up in Dayton, and I just ain't never went back.
So you and your mom, did y'all ever rebuild that? Or?
Hell yeah, because the only way to success is through forgiveness. So we had to like get that together. Like that's my nigga. She just at that time just was going through her own shit, and I was just a byproduct of that.
I wish I applied that information to my life.
Yeah, like it is what it is.
With certain forgiveness, it's hard to do that.
You got to.
No, it's hard though.
It is hard, but when you start moving, and anytime you like, damn, why can't I get to this next level? What you holding on to? Who you ain't forgive? Who you ain't make amends with? So I kept trying to move, but this relationship with my mom kept fucking me up, and it was reincarnating into all my relationships.
Right.
So I had to go make that right with my mama.
So you went back and
absolutely
made it.
We gonna figure this shit out.
Absolutely. I respect that. I got some forgiveness I need to do, but
you gotta think about it like why we be holding our parents to these standards, and we know what we going through. You know what I mean? Me being a mother, I see why it went that way. Being a parent is overwhelming as fuck.
But they take that though. A lot of motherfuckers ain't got that.
So there was no way I could keep holding her to that when I know what it's like to go through this.
Yeah. Hold on, but so 18, you said you was 17 freestyling around, and 18 you end up having a blessing come unexpectedly.
Yep. I was in high school fighting. Kid kicked out of school.
What'd that do for you on the change though? Because obviously you wasn't ready for it.
I needed my kids. My kids saved my life.
Word.
It gave me like purpose. Gave me something to live for. Anybody that know me, like y'all see me, y'all see my kids. They're a part of everything I do. I take them everywhere with me. So it was like God was like, all right, we're gonna give you something to focus on because you're gonna go to jail if you keep on this track. So. But
you didn't even see that coming.
I didn't see that till years later.
Word. Yeah. So how'd you like the move when you came up to Dayton?
Man, I'm from Cincinnati, so
it's a big goddamn difference.
It was. I went to a smaller school. I lived in the suburbs. So when I got to Trotwood, I'm like, they got a pool.
Oh, that shit.
But that was big to me though.
Oh yeah, that was a little kind of major at the time.
That was a big deal, and it was big in the culture in Cincinnati, and the culture in Dayton is completely different. So I was just a fish out of fucking water. Like, what is going? And I had been on the street so long, it was weird for me to be back in like a household. Yeah. So it was a lot for me to like adjust to, and I just was like, and I didn't adjust well. I got to Trotwood and just was wilding.
You and your grandmother relationship, how was it?
That's my nigga, man.
At the time, though, too?
At the time. She was always, I think her praying for me is what kept me and what keeps me. So, you know, I always stayed within the conformity of, like, not disrespecting her, but I found my ways to do my bullshit.
I mean, you know, you get around however you're going to get around.
Absolutely.
Grandma's probably knew what you was into, but she just
did.
didn't say the shit. They don't
these
say
are your
nothing.
choices.
Yeah, they don't.
But my home is always open.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I learned from experience a few times my grandma could have stopped me.
Period.
Man, so now let's just fast forward though, because a little fast forward. So God put you in a position where you need to focus more on you. So what's your strategy of like, what was you trying to get into after, like, you know, you graduate, the kids is here, you slowing down, like, what are you finding yourself getting into to like to make ends meet?
I didn't have no strategy because I was so ridden by my trauma, so we was still living that out. I spent my whole 20s wilding, like doing anything and everything to cause chaos because I had chaos within me. Right. So there wasn't no strategy. I was just doing whatever the fuck I could.
Okay, so how did you end up changing, like, your demeanor, your characteristics of
life kept humbling my ass. I kept finding myself in fucked up situations. I went to jail for 18 hours, and it was the worst 18 hours of my life.
Yo, I did 6 hours.
It was cold.
I couldn't do it.
In that motherfucker.
Oh, so they sent you up. You changed clothes?
I was about to go up, and I was 7 months pregnant, and I'm like, oh, this is not it. I can't keep doing this. So yeah, like I just kept finding when you don't listen to what your ancestors are trying to tell you, the next time you get that lesson again, it's going to be worse. Yeah. It's the same lesson, but it's going to keep getting heightened and heightened and heightened. I finally was in a point where I ain't know what the next level was going to be because it was either going to be jail or death because I was just doing so much bullshit. Right. So that life humbled me.
So was that like the deal breaker when you did the 18 hours and you were 7 months pregnant?
Nah, that still wasn't a deal breaker, but it was like, it was coming. I still, cause I'm a tourist, so we real industrious. So I just was like, I could do it. It wasn't that bad.
So that probably answers my next question, though. As far as you just, you recognizing everything that you was going through. It sound like you ain't seek help from nobody. You just kind of did it on your own.
Nah, I ain't never seek help from nobody. That's one thing.
Is that the tourist in you?
Yes, we prideful as fuck. I don't need nothing from nobody ever.
That shit can backfire.
It can.
I be having events sometimes.
I'm better about it now because great leaders need great people around them.
Yeah.
But it took me a while to get to that point where I'm like, hey, Mendez, you can't keep doing it. You can't keep forcing your will. Like, you give what you get. When somebody told me you give what you get, that fucked it up for me. So then I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to change my energy.
Well, it sounded like you had somebody in your ear that was giving you the right
It was random people, like, along my life, just, they would send me different people to give me different gems and different pieces. And
you just weed out what makes sense and what don't.
And then I just kind of moved throughout that way.
Dope. So, now, you get into, so when was it when you said fuck the job and Cardi B rolled you out?
So, I can't do math. So, it was 2022. It was 4 years ago. Whatever that was.
What's that, 18?
Yeah, I got to.
That seems, damn, that's weird.
And no, it don't seem that long, but it seemed long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was just saying that. Yeah, so I went through every type of job. I worked everywhere. And every job I went to, I got fired from every job. I either got fired or I got in a fight. Like, I never found nothing I was good at. Fight, fired.
Is you starting these goddamn complaints and fights?
Who knows? I was just a trigger muff. I had been through so much that I wore my trauma like on me. So it was like I was like a ticking time bomb at all times. I was defensive as fuck. I was angry as fuck. I had a fucked up life for real.
Yeah.
So it was probably a combination of all of it. But when you know how when you pray for something or you like, man, if I just get this opportunity and you like everything gonna be figured out. Mm-hmm. Once I was getting through working in retail and I started learning about marketing, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be a director and then my life gonna be good. I got there and it still wasn't good. I'm like, this ain't it either.
Yeah.
This ain't it either. And they just had, I don't know, they had told me I was going over my lunch break one too many times. And I'm like, fuck y'all.
Yeah, that's what did it for me. They said I was shitting too long on my break. I'm like, bro,
it was just a concept of you putting a time limit on like how I can eat. And then also
your personal time.
And then also you equating my value to a dollar amount. Like I'm only worth $36 an hour.
Yeah.
No.
So, all right, I got a question though. With you having the type of personality that you have with people, and now you dominating at a position where you got to really deal with people, how the fuck you balancing that shit out?
Hey, bro, I be going
because it sounds like I ain't gonna say you are problematic, but it sounds like you get into a lot of situations dealing with people.
You really gotta. My personality and the way I moves, it make you figure out who you are. If you know who you are, I'm not gonna bother you because you know who your authentic self is. Mm-hmm. But I try to operate at my highest all the time now. Yeah. I have my moments where I just be like, fuck what you talking about. But so
you think before you react though.
I try to now. It depends. You might catch me and I might be just like, nah, like fuck what you talking about. I don't give a fuck. But it is hard. I do a lot of prayer. I meditate. I sit in front of my altar probably 3 times a day, as much as I need to make sure that I'm giving good energy, because this is energy, and I'll never want my energy to be fucked up.
Right.
Because I'm gonna have to answer to that energy, so it's gonna come back to me. So, but I'm also a loner. Like I don't be around people because of that. Like I know I got a calling on my life. Mm. So I had to realize I can't be around everybody. I can't be in the mix all the time. I just need to be there when you need me.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be in the mix. At least you
recognize that though.
Yeah, because if I'm in the mix too long and I'm on a healing journey, I'm gonna get triggered and then we're gonna be in jail. Yeah.
So do you have any influences that like helped you like develop the mindset you got right now?
Y'all already know. Nip. That's my nigga. That's my nigga.
That Nip blue jacket.
Yeah, all day.
Period. Neighborhood.
When I was growing up, I'm like, it's nobody that looked like me on so many different dimensions. Like, I'm Afro-Latina, I'm Puerto Rican and black, and I never saw nobody that looked like me. Mm. I see black girls or I see Latina girls, but I never saw nobody that looked like me and also has the duality of feminine and masculine energy. So I didn't know about him until like I ended high school and I started listening to him. And then when I started watching him, I'm like, hey,
well, what year was this though? When you ended high school?
2008.
Oh, you was right there at the brink. That's when I started fucking with Nip.
Yeah. So I started watching stuff and I'm like, hey, this nigga is doing some shit. And then to see how he went about it and got where he was at, he's like the only person I could really say that like I resonate with, because he did it his fucking way from beginning to end. So that's all I need. I kept saying, God, like, just give me somebody, like, give me some hope that I don't have to conform. Give me somebody. And he just dropped it on me.
And that probably took some patience. That's one thing. Them prayers don't come when you want them to.
Yeah, temperance and patience is a motherfucker, because I'm not patient at all. I be mad as fuck. I'm really mad all the time. Like,
you know what's crazy though? Because on your Twitter,
100% of the time I'm mad.
On your Twitter though, I mean, that's where I see you most active at. You don't come off like that. You be like,
because I be trying to give out good energy.
Nah, you come off just like mad busy working all the time type shit. I might have like a retweet of some derogatory shit or put up some random shit.
I am because I'm trying to get somewhere, and the lessons is in the work. The lessons ain't in just talking. So I got to keep doing shit to figure out what lesson I'm supposed to get out of it so I can get to the next level. I'm not stopping until I make my M.
Period.
And I'm not going to make no M sitting around. Like, I got some
stagnant
shit. And I got pride. So I already told you I'm a prideful motherfucker. So I'm not really going to ask nobody for nothing, which means I got to figure everything out.
But you're using your pride in the right manner, though.
I'm becoming a less prideful person.
Yeah.
Because you need people.
That's a Nip quote. He said it like, God told him, lower your pride and you're going to find your way. Absolutely. I live by Nip. That nigga got me reading books and everything.
Absolutely. I got him tattooed on my arm.
I got the flags on me. Stop playing. I was sick when that shit happened.
When Nip died, everybody was calling me like I was Lauren. They like, you okay?
I was, bro. Same shit. I was sick, man. I'll never forget it. I was driving on Main Street by that BP that's across from the McDonald's. Yeah. And my sister called me like, Christina, are you driving? I'm like, she like, pull over right now. So I pull over and she like, okay. I don't know how to say it, so I'm going to just say it. She like, Nip dead. I promise you, you would have thought my granny died. I was out the car just sitting there like, because he gave me so much inspiration and I was just following. I've alchemized step by step. So I'm like, bro, what's the plan? Where the blueprint at? What we gonna do? What I'm gonna do now? You know what's crazy? After that happened, I was already listening to all his music all the time, but then his lyrics was just hitting mad different. Man, like shit that I was just listening to, reciting, not even like decoding it.
Yeah, but I was catching it then, so I already knew what.
Some shit was hitting like, what? Yeah, the fuck. Like he was saying some shit.
He was saying some shit like, you got to focus on yourself like an only child. You make your dream better, then you make your team really. You wreck your game up, then you make your scheme. I'm like, oh.
Going in. So you, so do you have, what's your infatuation with music though?
I've always done music.
Yeah, I know.
I've always done music, but you know, when you're a woman in music, they want you to over-sexualize yourself. And I'm so much deeper, and
it's more that now than back in the G how it was.
Yeah, for sure. If I would have stayed with it now, I probably would have made. I'm gonna make momentum whatever I do because I got divineness over my life.
How that time it was.
Absolutely, but my subject matter ain't what they want to see from a woman. Like, I don't want to talk about sex and men. I want to talk about like divinity and goals and energy and power and fucking stars and plants. They weren't trying to hear that from me. So I just kind of took that understanding and like I try to apply that to everybody else. Yeah. Like how can I just try to add value to people that really want to, because I know I got other talents. And I'm going to come back to music. I'm going to make an album.
Let me know. I'm going to shoot your video.
Yep. And it's going to be authentic as fuck.
Nah, I already know. So as far as, what you doing now, I remember you was hitting me like, you actually fucked me up. You was like, do you got to, you asked me, do I have an emailing list or something? I'm like, nah, like just subscribe though. Yeah. But and I was watching one of your videos and you was kind of explaining the whole reasoning. You said some shit because you was saying like if social media go away. Yeah. So kind of reiterate that so people can understand why that shit's so deep.
So it's the same, and again, it's still honoring what Nip said. Nip was big on what? Owning your masters. Mm-hmm. We all may not have a catalog that's worth owning. You know, we just dibbling and dabbling, but you can own something in business. So if
ownership.
The new currency is data. If you don't have no data, you don't have nothing. So what I was meaning by that is if social media go down, right now when you have a social media platform, you're renting the people that are on their platform. You don't own Instagram. So you are renting the exposure and those followers from Instagram. Instagram got all that data. So if you don't find a third-party way to get your own data and that shit go down, you're done. You have no way to market. You have no way to directly get to the consumer, which was the whole reason for the Smart Store. Was he didn't want to keep having to rely on Apple and the music industry and social media. He wanted a way to fuck the middleman. He wanted a way to directly get to that. So a very easy way to do that is by having an email list. Anybody should have an email. I don't give a if you do hair, you need an email list, no matter what. Because once you have an email list and people put themselves on their email list by giving you their name and their email, that's data. And because it's your email list, you own that data.
Right.
So you need to always have a way to get to directly to your people without having to use a platform. Because we don't own social media. We don't own Instagram. We don't own Facebook. We don't know where this shit gonna go.
Yeah, I know motherfuckers whose shit got deleted or spammed
exactly.
or whatever. And they
I hate that. I cannot stand when I see that. They be going crazy. Like my Instagram, if you would have had an email list and spent half that time getting that 100,000 followers and get 100,000 emails, you would have been good. I'm gonna pop you. Tyler Perry, he was on a circuit and he was doing these plays, right? Mm-hmm. He was doing these plays all over the country. And he was selling out. This before social media, though.
Yeah, I
Medea
know.
was before social media.
Yeah.
Right? So he's selling out.
He was going to cities, though.
Cities.
Yeah.
And he was fucked up, too, during that whole process, right? So the only thing he could do was ask you your name and your email. So just think about that. I can't remember what the number was. I think it was 9, which would be crazy if it was, because that's divine as fuck. But he was going to cities and he's saying, like, give me your name and give me your email, because that's the only way we can let you know when the next show is.
Right.
Because it wasn't no social media, right? Boom, guess what? When Oprah came to give him more of a platform, she called him because she found out he had like 3 million people on his email list. It was some crazy number. Don't hold me to the number. But it was some crazy number. And she was like, we got to talk to how does he have this many people on his email list? And that was one of the triggers as to why she wanted to get in contact with him, because he was directly talking to his consumer. So, you know, that's where you should start. Start with an email, because think about it. Yeah, we got social media, but what you gonna check as soon as you wake up? Your email.
Yep.
You gonna check your email. Just subconsciously. It's such a subconscious thing that we do. We don't even think about it.
So how do you go about breaking it down to somebody who absolutely is not even fond of the marketing or this any of the consulting that you do? Like, how do you break it down for them?
So social media is a chance. You chance and you hope somebody like your shit. You hope somebody see your shit. When you start building strong marketing modalities, it's assured that they gonna fuck with your shit. You can see it. You can't see for real if somebody saw your post. You can just look at reaching impressions. If you send an email, you can see all the emails that looked at it. You can see what they clicked. You can see what browser they're on. You need that.
What's the best way for people, like, I ain't gonna say like not. I mean, obviously they're gonna go through you, but what's the best way to like obtain these emails and obtain like getting that list of people?
Give away something of value. So it could be give something away of value that pertains to you. So for you, if you was my client, we're going to give you 10 steps to DIYing your own music video, because everybody don't want to play your ticket. They're gonna be like, ooh, PESO giving a guide so that I can like set up my own video and I ain't gotta pay him. They're gonna put that shit on the email list. That's gonna be it's called a lead magnet. That's your lead magnet. 10 steps to making your own music video. We're going to make that a PDF. We're going to put it on a landing page. And we're going to say, download it. And they're going to give you your email. Then from there, you're going to have stuff that you already selling. They on they got you from the free shit. Right. Now they on your list. Now, hey, I told you that, but you see how much work I had to go through on my guide that let me do it for you. Book a call so we can talk about it.
Yep, in-game purchase.
Yep.
Damn. I mean, I just hope people hit listening to the lingo, because I know, and I'm like, you nailing this shit like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and I think that's something I pride myself in is giving high value knowledge in a way that's gonna resonate with people, because I've been in this business space and they want you to be professional, and they want you to conform, and I always say I got 3 alter egos. Like, I got the black side of me, I got the Latino side of me, and I got the little white side of me.
Corporate.
Corporate. Her name Kristen. And they want Kristen all the time, and I'm not giving you Kristen unless I got to.
Period.
So I just try to explain stuff in a way that's gonna resonate with my people. Like, I want to help black and brown people no matter what. Everybody else, they got enough, but it ain't enough for us, and it's nobody explaining it to us. They just dangle little bits and pieces, but they don't really break that shit down. Man. They're not willing to sit down and be like, meet me at Starbucks. I'm gonna set up an email list for you. Nobody's doing that, and that's the work that I kind of been doing for the last 4 years. Without asking for, I don't be asking for money all the time.
You went to school for that, or?
Nah, I self-taught.
YouTube University.
Yeah, YouTube University ain't fucking up and experience, and them. It's a lot of gatekeeping that go on, and once I peep that they ain't really want me to like get this marketing shit, it made me want to figure it out even more. Yeah,
you be going fucking hard.
We got to.
You might have answered it already. I just want to, because you gave me a hell of an answer. But what do you enjoy most about what you do?
Telling people's story in an authentic way and empowering them to be themselves.
God damn.
For real, I'm really passionate about that shit and it comes from me personally being triggered. My whole life, I've been, you feel me, too aggressive. You're aggressive. You were ghetto. You were unprofessional. You were loud. All right, cool. I'm going to keep my narrative, and I'm going to win doing exactly what the fuck I'm doing. Absolutely. And I gotten in the same rooms that y'all told me I wasn't going to get in.
Yeah.
So
being you. Authentic.
So then if I see you and you like, man, they told me I got to, nah, fuck that. We going to make this work the way you doing it. You ain't got to change shit. Watch.
Yeah, I respect that. I had my share of being told no. I ain't something I can't go by. I feel like you just a bitch ass nigga if you go for that.
And black people got to understand we the first people and we magical. So if I can help bring out
that's a whole
man, what?
Well, that's a whole backstory.
Absolutely, we magical, and so if I can just help you be more magical in your everyday life and in your business to get it your way, that's what we gonna do.
All right, last question before we go. I know you got a million of them, but what's a good quote or piece of advice to live off of, or you live off of?
It's not what's on you, what's in you, and what's in you they can't take from you.
It ain't on me, it's in me, goddammit.
I'm my mama.
Period. Miss Mendez, what's the corporate one? Kristen,
that's Kristen. I don't bring her out unless I got to. I don't really like her like that.
But nah, I really appreciate you though. When we connected, when I posted that, you said you wanted to get on. It was a no-brainer. Like I think that was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I need you on ASAP.
Yeah.
Cause I just know I be just outside looking in, and now that I'm blessed to have a platform, I'm like, I want you to just talk that shit what you did.
I just be trying to empower everybody to stay down and do it their way. Don't let nobody tell you gotta change. You can get it exactly how you want to get it, and also transform as many times as you need to get it right. Yeah. One of the most popular people in pop culture is Madonna. Do you know how many different bitches that bitch done been?
Oh yeah.
Every era she transforms herself. Yep. And with us, they want us to stay the same and to stay in a box. Yeah. That's why they so bothered by Kanye, because he keep transforming. He gonna keep
to them bees.
So that's kind of what I want from y'all. Like I'm gonna keep. This may be what I'm on for right now. I'm gonna keep transforming. Look up the word alchemy. It means to transform in a magical way. So keep alchemizing until you keep doing it till you get that shit right. Yeah. And then stay in that, and then just cruise.
Period. Hey man, if y'all ain't picking nothing from that, y'all niggas is tripping. But I go by CEO PESO. Dreamers Welcome Podcast. Keep on dreaming. We out.
Thank you.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.